Hi, welcome to Fly or Die. Eric Schoenfeld with TechCrunch.
I'm John Biggs from Crunch Gear. Today's Gadget Day.
Gadget Day. All right, we've got the HP ProBook, also known as the MacBook clone. eFun Nextbook, which is a tablet, Android tablet, right? And the
Nokia N9, which is a MeeGo phone.
Their first and last MeeGo phone. Okay, why don't we talk about the
let's start
HP first.
This is the HP 5330M. So this is basically, I don't know, I've seen this design before, so I'm not sure if you've.
It looks very familiar, doesn't it?
So we're essentially dealing with a.
I mean, look, even get the black,
the
border.
We're dealing with a fairly powerful Windows 7 laptop, $899 in this configuration.
$900.
You have essentially the same design, the same styling. For years, they've been trying to sell these things to students. They've been trying to put like fancy covers on them, make them look colorful,
trying to sex them up, basically.
Sex them up. But then they've just essentially capitulated. They say, students want MacBooks, so we're going to make a ProBook. We're going to call it a ProBook. And that's what we have here.
And, right, it's just complete capitulation, which I kind of like seeing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that that's a bad strategy, right? There are people who want a MacBook, something that looks like a Mac, but that runs Windows, right? There's still more Windows users than there are Mac users.
Sure.
So I'm not sure that's a horrible strategy. How does it perform?
Performs fine. I mean, it's a very good laptop. The one trick, it doesn't have an optical drive, which I noticed, which was strange. I mean, a standard MacBook is going to have an optical drive in it. This doesn't have it.
But you're also getting that for a fraction of the price.
For $899, you're getting a heck of a lot of notebook. You
know, I'd like to see that with Windows 8. I don't think that's such a bad strategy. I'm going to give that a fly. I think it's going to surprise people. I'm
gonna give it a die simply because I don't like the idea of if you can't beat them, just roll over.
Just on principle.
Just roll over. Just on principle.
Yeah, but that's been the whole this whole strategy behind the $100 billion PC industry, right?
For years.
For years. All right, I'm giving it a fly. You're giving it a die.
All right, so let's close these guys up.
Let's talk about the Nextbook, which you refer to as a craplet.
So next up we have the eFun Next 7 Nextbook. So what you have here is a Android 2.3 tablet. It's $299 for this.
$300.
Yes. So you're running essentially all your same apps and things. It's not a very responsive device, as you can see here. So there we go. The trick is that a lot of apps will open sideways or upside down. This is what you get when you buy a bargain basement tablet. The trick here is that you have this pen that you can open up this little pad of paper, and there's a little IR sensor here. We couldn't get it to work yet, but the little IR sensor will sense where this pen is on the paper and copy it onto your thing. So
but you couldn't figure out how to make it work.
I couldn't figure out how to make it work.
And you're a gadget expert.
I am a gadget expert. So I played with this. I played with this for a little while. It's a 1 gigahertz processor for $299. I'm kind of stuck here. I can't recommend it, and I can't. And plus, the case is very handsome too. You notice if you put your pen in, you can sort of make a little antenna. That
is a handsome case. This is like the Casio of tablets.
It is. It's a.
Yeah, I think that's an obvious die. I mean, even for $299. I mean, why don't? How much were they selling the first generation iPads when they put out the second generation?
I believe it was going down to a little more than $300.
Okay, so basically, wait for the next iPad and then buy an iPad 2 if it's the price, right? Otherwise, this is the problem with all these tablets, that you have dozens or even hundreds of iterations of them, but everyone who is interested in a tablet just says, well, why shouldn't I buy an iPad?
And then I get attacked by saying, don't buy a $99 Android tablet. It's just not worth it. You're wasting your money. You're just going to throw it away, and it's just garbage. And people say, oh, I don't want to spend all the money on a Zoom, or I don't want to spend all the money on a high-end one. But what happens is you get stuff like this.
You get what you pay for, basically.
You get what you pay for. You get poor screens, you get poor sizing, and you get all kinds of crazy features. This does have a stylus.
Ooh.
I know that you're into that.
Yeah, I'm not a big stylus fan.
So next.
Okay, next let's
look at the Nokia N9, which is a MeeGo phone. Their final MeeGo phone.
Right. The first and last. So now this looks like a great phone. I mean, I definitely use this if there were apps on it, which there aren't. I mean, there are apps, but probably only the apps that Nokia paid to have for the launch. Like any of these new platforms, it's like, what else can what apps are going to be developed for it? And the problem with it is that it's dead on arrival because they're not going to support it. They're moving over to Windows Phone 7, right? And even the team that built it is gone.
So this is their zombie phone. This
their
is
zombie phone.
They wanted to show it off. They did some amazing work.
It's a shame because it's beautiful.
I think for years people have been saying, Nokia, sit down in a room, make a UI, make a new OS, make something really cool that's going to impress everybody. They did it, but it was too late.
So you're giving it?
I'm giving it a die. Just you can't buy it. You can't sell it.
Well, you know, I think for collectors and technology museums,
sure,
it could be
Science
interesting.
museum could use it.
But otherwise, unfortunately, it's a die, and I'm really sad. I'm really sad to say that because you know, like they went through, you know, all the motions, and then why bother to put it out? You know,
it's inexplicable.
It's inexplicable. There you have it. This week's episode of Fly or Die.